guys today. I miss you a lot. Today, I have a special guest. I wonder if you guys can figure out who it could be. Oh, I didn't even see you there. What's your name?
Giovanni.
Oh, okay. I have this guy to help me out again today, Giovanni. Okay. Before we start, we have a very special message. We need all of the dads to go in another room. Can you tell them that in Italian?
Babbi, potete andare via, per favore?
Okay, great. So if all of the dads are out of the room, we are going to do a Father's Day card today. So we are going to do a card that looks something like this. It's going to say, I love you this much and love with your name. So here are the supplies that you will need for today's activity. You will need some colored paper if you have it. If you don't, you can use regular white paper. You will need a glue stick. You will need a pair of scissors. And you will need some colored pencils or crayons. And hopefully, if you have it, a darker colored pen, or it could be a darker colored crayon or pencil. It's not that important. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our paper and we're going to put both hands on it. You will need the help of your mom or even your grandmother or an aunt or sister or somebody other than your dad. They are going to outline your hands as best they can. Make sure your fingers are a little spread out. And make sure that you have enough room where the hands aren't touching each other. And we go on to the second hand. Very important to keep your hands still. And voila. Okay, then we're going to close the bottom of the hand like this. The next part is that you will probably need the help of your parent that is helping you or your grandmother or whomever to help you cut these out. You may try, here, let's each do one. You may try and do it on your own, of course. Make sure that when you hold your scissors, your thumb is facing up, always. Not like this, but like this. And you will be cutting out both of the hands. Try and follow the black line. How are you doing, Joe? You doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You can move your paper like I'm doing if it makes it easier. I kind of just guide my paper around and I keep my scissors where they are. See how easy that is when you do it that way? And you turn the paper. Now, if it gets too difficult, ask a parent to help you. And if you accidentally cut one of the fingers off, you can always tape it back on. So it's not a big deal if you cut off a finger. But we hope you don't cut off any fingers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have one hand here ready to go. And then you're going to cut the other hand. Great. So now we have two hands. Then, after the two hands are done, you will need a strip of paper about this big, maybe about as big as your thumb. If you want to use the same paper that you did with the hands, you could have used the bottom of that same paper. If you would like to have a different color, then just use the bottom of another color. We are using a different color today. On this strip, you are going to write in the middle, you're going to write this much, and it will look like this. So you're leaving a little bit of room at the beginning and at the end because you need to be able to glue it. So you're going to write this much, remembering to leave a little bit of room at the beginning and the end. And I'm going to write it as nice as I can. You can add an exclamation point at the end if you would like. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take one of the hands and we're going to write, I love you. And that will look like this. So I start at the top and I'm going to do the I by itself. Then I'm going to write love you. Now, I have I love you on one hand, and on the other hand, you're going to write love and your name. Love, and we'll put Giovanni. So you will have two hands, I love you, and love with your name on it, not Giovanni, unless you are Giovanni in our class. Hi, Giovanni. And you will have your strip of paper that says this much. Now, all of the hard stuff is done. The next thing is we're going to fold this piece of paper like an accordion. So you're going to start at one end and you are going to fold back and forth. And you can flip it like this, or you can hold it in your hand and just keep flipping it back and forth like so. Or if you don't want to do it on the table, you can just flip it by going back and forth, whichever way is best for you. I'm sure you guys can all do this. So we fold up the entire piece of paper like that. Don't worry if it's not perfect. You will have a scrunchy piece of paper like this. Ding, ding, ding. And you'll take your hand, I love you, and you'll take one of the flaps and you're going to glue it down to the hand. So it's best if you put the glue on here. Then you're going to put your accordion flap down. Stick it on there. So you should have one hand like that. The I love you hand goes at the beginning, and then it should say this much. Make sure you get the help of somebody to make sure that you put it on correctly. Otherwise, it might be a little bit backwards. On your second hand, you'll flip it over. You'll add a little bit of glue. And you'll attach your other hand like that. So it's like we're saying to our dads that we love them this much. We probably love them a lot more than this much, but it's just a card. And it's just to tell them that you love them and you appreciate everything that they do for you. So now that this is done, if you would like to fold it back up like this, now you have a hand sandwich. So when you go and give it to your dad, you can say, look, I made you this card. Ooh, and I love you this much. Happy Father's Day. All right, so that is our activity for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you spend a really lovely day tomorrow with your dad, because we made this the day before, so you would have it ready to give to your dad. So make sure you tell all your dads how much you love them, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, Picasso.